97.3. Come on. Let's go.
Traffic Avenue, the show for me and you. Mondays to Fridays, ooh, the Traffic Avenue. Traffic Avenue, the show for me and you. Mondays to Fridays, ooh, the Traffic Avenue.
Flex. Buckle up and join the best. Let's see, relieve your stress. So yes, let the music soothe your soul and keep it going just to refresh. Buckle and enjoy the ride from 2 to the half of the 5. Mondays to Fridays happening live. Where we gon' have a ball, you can text your guys. Let me tell you what you really gotta do. You can count on us, we come through. We got everything you need, that's true. Are you ready for the Traffic Avenue? Let me tell you what you really gotta do. You can count on us, we come through. We got everything you need, that's true. An applause for the Traffic Avenue.
Traffic Avenue, the show for me and you. Mondays to Fridays, ooh, the Traffic Avenue. Traffic Avenue, the show for me and you. Mondays to Fridays, ooh, Traffic Avenue. Oh yeah.
News, unparalleled coverage. City News on 97.3 FM.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
City News.
Hello, good evening. Welcome to Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studios here at number 11, Dr. Martin Loop in Adabraka in Accra. My name is Selom Adunu. Tonight I'm here with
Eno Safo.
Coming up over the next 90 minutes.
We saw the city becoming stronger and stronger. My brother went out there to say that people should ignore Amin Adam and go out there and buy dollars to do their business. I think that this is not healthy for our economy. We all need to work together, whether we are with the government or we are with the minority, because we are all stakeholders in this economy. We have a duty to our people.
Finance Minister blames speculators for cedi depreciation. Meanwhile, government undertakes not to overspend in election year in fidelity to the IMF program, as IMF lost Ghana's path to economic recovery. Also on Eyewitness News, government to cancel BECE and extend senior high school to 6 years. These and more, or these and other reforms in the yet to be outlawed free SHS bill. We'll tell you more later. Still on Eyewitness News, MPP flag bearer Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia meets Ashanti Regional Chairman of the party, Wontumi, over his choice of Matthew Opoku Prempeh as his running mate. Stay with 97.3 Citi FM for more on this and other stories on Eyewitness News. And in business,
IMF revises Ghana's 2024 growth rate from 2.8 to 3.1% on the back of strong macroeconomic stabilization.
There is more business in the next 50 minutes. Eyewitness News is live across the country on all our affiliates and around the globe at citynewsroom.com. Your comments are welcome via our WhatsApp line 0549 986 996. You can follow me on Twitter or X at Selom Adun. The hashtag, as always, is City Newsroom. Eno gives us our very first story.
Minister of Finance Dr. Mohamed Amin Adam has stated that the third tranche of IMF cash is expected to hit the government's account later today. This comes after Ghana secured the IMF board's approval of the second review of the $3 billion bailout program. Dr. Mohamed Amin Adam gave further details of the implementation of the IMF program at a joint press conference with the Bank of Ghana and IMF officials.
The city has been under pressure in recent times. However, compared to 2023, we've seen relative stability. Year-to-date depreciation of the cedi against the dollar is 18.4%, compared to 22% recorded in the same period in 2023. The key measures we are implementing to deal with the recent depreciation include, as we heard earlier, tight monetary policy by the Bank of Ghana, deepening the ongoing fiscal consolidation program, intensifying gold for oil program, and the Bank of Ghana's gold for reserves program. Anticipated forex inflows from disbursements from our multilateral and bilateral institutions, as well as private sector financial institutions. These include the IMF third tranche of $360 million, which will be disbursed to Ghana by close of business today, Monday, 1st July 2024, following the IMF Executive Board approval of the second review last Friday. We have said over and over that the problems with the cedi can also largely be attributed to speculation. And therefore, whilst we'll be making effort to influence market sentiments positively, we also know that some other people are inciting speculation. We have had intelligence that people have been deliberately inciting speculation, but we never got it too real as we saw only 2 or 3 days ago when my good friend and my brother, the Honorable Adongo, went out there urging people to buy dollars to do their business. And this was after I indicated at the town hall meeting in London that with all the policies we are implementing, with the flows that we are expecting from external sources, and with the completion of our restructuring, the debt restructuring with our bilateral official creditors as well as our Eurobond holders, we saw the city becoming stronger and stronger. My brother went out there to say that people should ignore Amin Adam and go out there and buy dollars to do their business. I think that this is not healthy for our economy. We all need to work together, whether we are with the government or we are with the minority, because we are all stakeholders in this economy. We have a duty to our people to ensure that the economy is stronger for the benefit of all. And so, my friends, on the minority side, I want to appeal to you to stop inciting speculation and to work with us. Give us constructive criticism, give us ideas so that we can complement the ideas we are already pursuing.
Minister of Finance, Dr. Mohamed Amin Adam there.
Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. Now let's hit the phone lines and then speak to the gentleman whose name was mentioned by the finance minister in that all-important press conference today, the Honorable Isaac Adongo, who is Member of Parliament for Bogatanga Central, indeed the ranking member on the Finance Committee. Hello, good evening, sir. Welcome to Eyewitness News. The finance minister seems to think that your call to industry players or business people to buy dollars to save the value of their money was quite unpatriotic and not healthy for our economy. What's your response there?
Well, I just want to advise my finance minister that if he wants us to support him, he has to be transparent, he has to be factual, and we cannot mislead the business community and the people of Ghana. He knew on that day that no cash flow of $4 billion was coming into this economy. You want us to support that kind of lie? Everybody knew that because we suspended the payment of debt service since December 2022. We had accrued arrears of debt service of $4 billion, which had been structured into the arrears, and for which reason those monies have been forgiven. So if you come to say that there's going to be a cash flow moving into the economy of 4 billion, when you know that is not the truth, you want me to stand by and allow you to pontificate that kind of lie in the name of patriotism? Patriotism starts with transparency. It starts with being factual. It starts being truthful to the people. But, my brother, the NPP's philosophy is to belittle the intelligence of Ghanaians, blame everybody for their mismanagement, blame everybody for the consequences of their choices, and lie to the people that we are not able to see through. But I want them to understand that as a collective, the people of Ghana are over 1 million more intelligent than the entire government put together. And that any time they come to deceive us, the people will see through. If it's patriotism and incitement, mounted a whole lecture to incite the people of Ghana against the city. You have since forgotten that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, knowing that he was being unpatriotic, when he went mounting a lecture and attacking the city and pretended that it was about of the economy, only to tell us that is what logic. I am not one of those. What did I say that is not true? You said that after what you have done, suddenly we should watch the city, we should watch the dollar the following week. That would have been last Monday. Today is a week. Where is the dollar now? And all that I said was that if you watch that video, my interview or my press conference, you have noticed that I was admonishing the people to desist from speculative buys. But if you need money or dollars to do your business, don't rely on the finance minister to fool you to your own detriment. So if you need dollars to do your business, by all means go ahead and buy them. How is that lack of patriotism? In any case, are we not managing this economy to support businessmen as well? So if I'm asking the businessman to continue with his rational economic decisions, how do you call that speculation? In any case, I've been proven right. If the man needed a dollar last week and didn't buy it, and it was 15.4, 15.5, and he didn't buy it, today it is 15.7. Would the finance minister give him the additional money that has come on it to go and buy the dollar? So what is the situation here? In any case, why do people buy dollars? People buy dollars for 3 reasons. One is what we call transactional motive, the transactional demand for the dollar. If people go into the market to buy their business and for doing the day-to-day business, that is transactional motive. If they get there and the dollar is available and they buy it, they end there. If they don't get the dollar or they struggle to get the dollar, they move into another enhanced demand, which they exercise precaution because they are too sure that tomorrow they will come and get a dollar. So businessmen also buy dollars on account of precaution when the economy has been so dismal that there's no dollar liquidity in the market. It is after that precaution, when they don't get it, that people move into the realm of speculation. And at that point, they are buying the dollar as a store of value. And I'm saying that when they collapse the capital market, when CDEP and made investors in Ghana lose 60 billion Ghana cedis, where were they thinking the investor would put his money? So the people of Ghana, who no longer have the capital market to invest in bonds, now have a lot of their money saved in the dollar. And it is the reason the dollar is collapsing. It is your own consequence, the consequence of your own choices, which has led us where we are. You should begin to appreciate that you have mismanaged this economy. You have no clue. Look, today you are drumming all over the place out, getting $360 million, and the $360 million to provide a lot of liquidity, knowing that in the IMF program, you are hard, you are prevented, you are not allowed to pump any of the IMF money into the economy. And that you should keep those monies reserved so that in future, when the debt that you have restructured externally begin to materialize, there are dollars to go and pay for those currencies, or can go and pay for them in cities. And you know that this $360 million is not coming into the economy. And yet you sat there today, lie to the people that somehow, when they go to the market from tomorrow, they will see some of those $360 million roaming in the market to buy, when you know that they won't be there. Should I don't go keep quiet?
No, he actually said that. He actually said that the 360 million will hit our accounts by close of business today. That's what he said.
Next week, I am saying that go and read the IMF program. They are not allowed to intervene in the market with those $360 million. Okay, that's what the IMF program says.
Yeah. So is it your case? Is it just to clarify? Just to clarify, is it your case that the $360 million is not hitting our accounts, contrary to what the minister stood us?
It will go straight into our reserves. It will go straight into our reserves and cannot be used to intervene in the market. Okay, the city is what they are looking for dollars. It's not what is sitting in the reserve that matters to you. It is what is available in the market that you can buy that matters to you. And I'm telling you that even the $1.2 billion they have received so far, they are all sitting in reserves. They are all sitting. This will increase it to about 1.56 billion. None of it will come into the market. You will see any of them at EcoBank. You will see of those monies in any of the banks that you deal with, not to talk about Forex Bureau. So why are you lying to the people that somehow or another, there's some $360 million that will come to improve liquidity? If I now go and tell them the truth, which you already know, you say I should join you in line. I was not trained like that.
Very well, but how about the fact that not all is doom and gloom? Indeed, the IMF has said that Ghana's performance under the PCPEG program has been commendable, and the IMF person or the one who leads the negotiation or the whole transaction says, and I quote, that the country has surpassed expectations with a strong GDP growth of 4.7% in the first quarter of 2024, demonstrating resilience and effective implementation of fiscal policy. That surely should count for something, shouldn't it?
Have you seen any improvement in your life? Have you seen any improvement in your financial circumstances? You expect the consultant that you went to treat your patient to come out and tell you that the patient's condition has worsened? Is that what you expect?
No, we expect the IMF to be forthright with us.
Have you ever heard the IMF? You remember? Look at all our reviews before this. We call them Article 4 consultations. IMF was bullish until it caved in on us. Came and said that there were pre-existing conditions. Did you ever tell us that? Have you ever heard IMF coming to town? Whether it was NDC, it was MPP, or it was Kufuor, whoever, that IMF has ever been and told you that the economy that you are managing is wrong, something is wrong. It is when you leave power, then suddenly they start cataloging all the ills of your government. But when it is like this, they sing the tone of the government. And we all know that it is our lives that matter. It is not the verdict, IMF. In any case, is it not shameful that this government is celebrating anything IMF? Are there not the people that when you go to IMF, it is a sign of incompetence and that they will not go there? How come IMF is now free that they want people to celebrate? How come they now want us to pat them on their back because they have joined the league of incompetent countries? Is that what they are telling us? Is that what, or we have short memories? We don't remember that John Mahama was called incompetent by Omia because he went to IMF. The same IMF today, they say that there are positives there that are coming from there. And so we celebrate. What type of group of people is this? And you think that with
I see the data or the record really also is that last year the cedi depreciated more, 22%, compared to what we've seen so far this year at 18.4%. Surely some improvement in that space as well.
at what?
22 to 18.4%.
What move from? Do you know how easy it is from 1 to 20? Do you know that when you move from 1 to 20 to call the base rate effect? Okay? You are comparing the rate at which the currency is depreciating from a higher base of 2023 or 2022 of 54%. Obviously, with that base, you should expect it to grow slower. It doesn't mean that there has been in terms of quantum, you have not seen a drastic fall of the city. All you are saying is that you've moved up to a point where already you are tired. You can't run any faster. And that is what it simply means. So because you cannot run any faster, doesn't mean that you are not getting farther and further away. You are simply getting further and further away from the original base. The original base that we started with was about 3.8 to the cedi, to the dollar. That is where we are, and we are comparing that to almost 16 cities. It doesn't matter how slower because your burden has become your head. If you are carrying one bag and they add another bag and you are running faster, if they add a third bag, it is not possible for you to run that faster. This is as simple as that. I don't know how that is an improvement.
Very well.
I don't know how that is an improvement. You keep adding the burden. You add the burden up to a point that the person doesn't even have the energy anymore. Okay? Once you don't have the energy anymore, you cannot run as faster as you started with one bag. So you cannot run as faster as you started from where you were that you got to 54%. From 54%, you are building up because you're in behavior. It's simple.
Very well. Thank you so much. But just to pick your thoughts on this one too, the finance minister has undertaken not to overspend in this election year. That should be some positive news, at least for those of us who watch the space.
Yeah.
Oh no, but I think I'm losing. I'm losing you. If I don't know where you are actually, but if you could reposition yourself, yeah. Yes.
I'm saying that.
No, I don't think the line is good enough. So we will try and reach him on a different line, or maybe just make progress in this regard. So that was the Honourable Isaac Adongo, Member of Parliament for Bolga Central and ranking member on the Finance Committee of Parliament. My colleague Neil Latte from the business desk is in the studio with me. He attended our press conference, or he followed the press conference, and he joins us to apprise us of other important things that came up in that conference. So, Neil, welcome to Eyewitness News. What else did the finance minister and the IMF team say at the press conference, apart from praising Ghana's path to recovery, which Adongo doubts, and the things we talked about? What else did they say?
Well, thank you very much, Selom, for having me on Eyewitness News. Quite interesting how we are having this conversation, because if you remember, it's exactly 2 years since the government informed us about its intention to go to the International Monetary Fund after...
That's true. This is 1st July. Whoa.
This is 1st July 2024. So 2 years ago, the government was telling us about the fact that they needed to go to the IMF for some bailout support. This came after they had already said that they were not going to the IMF. They were introducing e-levy as part of measures to ensure that the government records some substantial amount of money in terms of revenue generation. But 2 years down the line, today we are here talking about the approval of the third tranche of the bailout package, which will bring to total disbursement 1.56 billion under the extended credit facility. 4 more tranches to come, 1 later this year after 6 months, 2 next year, and then the last one in 2026. So that's the plan in terms of it. But the IMF has been very vocal when it comes to the progress that we've made in this particular regard. If you check the wording of the IMF mission chief, Stefan Rude, both the statement they issued last Friday and what he said today, quite similar. Nothing really has changed. They are continually, praising government for the efforts they've made in this particular regard. They talk about the fact that inflation has come down from a significant 54% to about 23.1% as we speak. The gross international reserve of the country, the foreign exchange of the country, has also increased. So the last time the governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison, updated us, he said that the forex reserve, the foreign exchange reserve of the country was actually some $600 million. Today, he said it has increased to a little over $900 million. So if the IMF puts all of these things together, it says that growth has been more robust and resilient than initially envisaged. For this reason, the IMF has actually revised the GDP projection target for the country from 2.8 2.8 that they initially envisaged to 3.1%. You remember that the World Bank has actually also increased our growth target from the 2.8, which is also in the 2024 budget, to 3.1. So all the international bodies, all the donor agencies are revising our growth target or projection for this year. Even to next year, they are saying some 4.4%, and then from 5% from 2026 going, to bring us to, pre-pandemic level. So that is what the IMF is saying. Essentially, you remember that prior to this approval from the IMF, one of the bone of contentions was about the external debt restructuring, how the government will be able to sail through the restructuring of external debt, both with the official creditors as well as the Eurobond holders. Last 2 weeks, government announced that it has reached an agreement in principle with Eurobond holders. It came after it said that a similar arrangement or agreement has been reached with official creditors. And so this is where we are today. So we are expecting the $360 million from the International Monetary Fund to hit the accounts of the Bank of Ghana. 10 minutes ago, before I came into studio, our sources revealed to us that the amount has not been credited to the government coffers yet, although the minister has said that it will be done by close of business today. But mind you, this particular arrangement is also to unlock some, funding from the World Bank, for example, some $300 million as far as the development policy operation is concerned. So this is what we know as far as the deal is concerned. However, the IMF is particularly concerned about, this year being an election year. Being an election year because if you remember, our past programs under the IMF has recorded a lot of fiscal slippages
in
election years. So this is the upside, the risk that the IMF is particularly concerned about. So it is actually urging government to put in place some measures to ensure that they control election related spending in order not for us to veer off the progress that they claim that we have made.
So that's interesting because, when you listen to the discussions, watch the news, etc., it does appear that a lot more people are calling for development, especially road constructions, etc., in their areas. And this being an election year, a crucial one at that, it's tricky how government is going to stay, disciplined and not overspend, especially as it wants to break the 8. What has the finance minister really been saying about that? What assurances has he been giving to us?
Well, he's quite optimistic about containing these, expenses because, look, he argues that they've been able to make significant progress. There is no way for them to go back to, the kind of issues they had in the past. And so it's been all about optimism, confidence being expressed by the finance minister. In fact, later this month, there will be, the mid-year budget review. The finance minister is assuring that there will be no new taxes, although the IMF said that the government must try as much as possible to contain, these kind of concerns through, proper tax administration and also strengthening thereof. And so the finance minister says that, well, there isn't going to be any supplementary budget, which gives an indication that, well, everything is going on as expected. And so it's all about confidence, it's all about optimism being expressed by the finance minister. So we wait to see what the finance minister will be presenting to Parliament later this month when he goes there for, the mid-year budget review.
I see. Thanks so much, Neil Latte, our man on the business deck. He's been following the IMF discussions and the press conference with the Minister of Finance. And I will take a short break. When I return, we'll go to the IPPs and hear what they have to say about the finance minister's claim that some $1 billion of the legacy debt with the IPPs have been restructured. This is Eyewitness News. Your text messages are also coming in thick and fast. We'll read some of them out to the rest of the world. Don't go away.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Oh, jump on now. Go, Google me. At what time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car? No, I don't change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so. This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir. Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. protector. And what they bust my mind, Seth, be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium, they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open there.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, they make a finish Magobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand Magobe inside?
I give you info. Make I feel the gobe too small.
The gogo.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
One of the best decisions you could possibly make at the start of your day is to tune in to the City Breakfast Show. Insightful, intriguing, intelligent, and informative. The City Breakfast Show offers an attractive alternative to the noisy mishmash of morning radio. Tune in to the City Breakfast Show for passionate discussions on issues that matter and enjoy interviews where duty bearers and decision makers have their feet held to the fire. The City Breakfast Show airs from 6:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. every Monday to Friday, only on 97.3 Citi FM.
Are you a builder, contractor, or homeowner with a passion for quality? Look no further. At Yale, we pride ourselves in trusted security and quality hardware for doors. Visit our showroom on 11th Lane Street in Accra, Ghana, and discover the world of Yale door hardware handles and locks. At Yale, we understand your need for security and the desire for elegance. Our products not only protect your loved ones, but also add a touch of sophistication to your home or business. Whether you're renovating your space or crafting a new masterpiece, Yale is your trusted partner with a history of 180 years of innovation. Come on down to Yale today. Experience the perfect blend of security and style with Yale. Yale, where security meets style.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. Still on the economy, the finance minister, Dr. Mohamed Amin Adam, has debunked claims that he provided inaccurate information on the deal it reached with Independent Power Generators Ghana. The power generators, in a statement described as misleading, government's claim that an agreement has been reached for a reduction in the debt owed with a 5-year payment period. Here's the finance minister, Dr. Mohamed Amin Adam, addressing the issue during a joint press conference with the Bank of Ghana and IMF officials in Accra earlier today.
For once, let's see each other as partners in development and work together to develop our country for the benefit of our people. If we did not reach agreement with Assembly, does that amount to no regional agreements with IPPs? 5 out of 7. And the headline out there is that government lied, it did not reach agreement with IPPs. Why would government lie? What is our interest to lie to the people? Same person, if you recall, put out false information that government owes IPPs $2 billion. And this information put out misled the former President Mahama to repeat it in a tweet that he issued recently, blaming the Doomsday for the $2 billion United States. When the IPPs know that we've reconciled the debt arrears with them, and it is about $1 billion United States dollars, which we have now reached an agreement to restructure. It's not healthy for our country.
So you heard the finance minister, Dr. Mohamed Amin Adam. Some of your messages that have come through here is Alex Dwayne in London says no long talk. Government is a failure, or this government is a failure. Akapol Jr. in Hafumim says the president sacked his cousin and gave you the job as the finance minister to help turn things around. Castigating and blaming others for the exchange rate is a sign of failure. Resign if you think the job is too much and stop the blame game. Babamun Tamale says, I think the finance minister's explanation of issues to Ghanaians is so far so good. I believe the economy will be back stronger and stronger. Once one can understand that Honorable Isaac Adongo is doing what is doing to catch the eye of former President GM. In the unfortunate event, Mr. GM wins power. Jones Adoboinla says, good evening, Salom. They go and borrow money amiss, pomp and pageantry. It only landed us in the IMF. We don't even see what the money is used for. Fix the economy and leave Adongo alone. Ghanaians are not angry enough. Francis says, I say our elites are part of the problem of Ghana. Believe me, you speculate, the dollar goes up, fuel is up, and you buy it. Did you go or did you come? Carlos from Ododo says, so is the finance minister telling us that it was Honorable Adongo who advised his ministers to hide their dollars and pounds under their bed? He said he should advise, if he has any advice, he should give it to their ministers so they bring their money out. So this is from Carlos. Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. Now, we've been following the news, and I know you have been doing so too, on the free SHS bill, a law to regulate or a law to ensure that the free SHS policy, it's not toyed with, or it becomes a law so that no matter the government that comes into office, that particular policy will continue to be run. Of course, today we are learning of some other things which will be included in that bill, which we understand is yet to go to cabinet. Among the things include the fact that there will be no BEC any longer. The senior high school will be extended to 6 years, and then JHS will be decoupled from the basic education part of things, and a few other reforms we understand the bill will have or will contain. Let's speak to some experts or some industry people on this particular matter and see what they have to say about this. Kofi Asari is the executive director at the Africa Education Watch, and he joins us on the line. Hello, good evening, sir. Welcome to Eyewitness News. What have you been picking on the free SHS bill? Were you consulted? Were you part of those who drafted it? Because I know you work in the sector. What do you know about this bill so far?
No, we are not part of it at all. Society have not been consulted. We are not part of the drafting. It's totally new to us. We are reading from it from the media, just as every other Ghanaian is reading from the media.
I see. So in the absence of details, I mean, we can only work with what we know now. The education minister makes us understand that they're going to be extending free from SHS from 3 years to 6 years. What do you make of that?
Well, this particular proposal is not new. It's been on the table for the past 7 years, and so it's not new to us. It is not to extend senior high schools to 6 years. It is rather to make secondary education 6 years. So secondary education is different from senior high school. So the whole idea is to enhance the content of junior high school's curriculum and such a manner that junior high schools, by way of their content and learning outcomes and everything, aligns with senior high schools than primary schools or basic schools. So junior high schools will remain where they are structurally, but then content-wise, there will be that symbiotic relationship between the content in junior high schools and senior high schools. So junior high schools will remain physically where they are, but then they would be as part of the secondary education system. But so it's not that senior high schools will be 6 years. Senior high schools will remain 3 years. But what is learned in junior high schools will be more of secondary education content than basic education content. And that has already been done by way of the common core curriculum that has been introduced in senior high schools, for which reason the first batch will be writing their BEC in a couple of weeks.
So to be clear, the new system or the reform is seeking to make junior high school the content of it more like the senior high school. Does it mean that at the junior high school level, students are going to choose courses they want to major in, as it were? So, for example, people are going to choose science, general arts, etc. at JHS. Is that what it is?
If you look at the current content of the new junior high school curriculum, otherwise called the common core, you realize that certain key competencies, including digital literacy, communication and coordination, other competencies that ordinarily should have been part of, if you like, work readiness, training and all that, are all part of the core competences. Are all part of the core competences at the common core level, at the junior high school level. So we are working to ensure that children who go to junior high schools have the competencies to work in teams, become team players. They have the competencies to do critical thinking. They have the competencies to do the digital literacy, etc., etc. It's part of the alignment of the junior high school curriculum and learning outcomes and competencies to secondary education. Okay, so even though the junior high school is physically on the same or at the same premise of the primary school, it will not be seen as a basic school, because its content will be aligned much more to secondary education content. And so, if you like, you are going to have something like a junior secondary school, but in terms of content, it is just like the secondary school you have. And so senior high schools will still be 3 years. Junior high school will remain 3 years, but the content they will be learning will be more or less of a lower secondary school curriculum than a senior basic school curriculum. Let me just try and use that analogy to give you what it really means. And so it's not new. It's been on the table for a long time.
I see.
Yeah.
So it is at the senior high school proper that the students will get to choose the subjects they want to major in.
Exactly. So when they get to senior high school, it will be like, so it's akin to what we went through in the 90s, where we did Form 1, Form 2, and Form 3 before choosing our various programs. Okay, so it's something similar, except that because when we were in Form 1 and Form 2, we're doing everything. Everybody was doing everything. We're doing music, we're doing home science, we're doing literature, everything. And then when you get to Form 3 or so, then you select your area of specialization. So it's similar to that. Okay, so the Form 1 and Form 2 and Form 3 that we went through in the O level is similar to what the junior high school currently is going to be. A common core, everybody is going to do a common set of subjects to attain a certain common level of competencies. Then from there, when they go to senior high school, then they will select their specialization and then major.
I see. So how about the suggestion that there will be no BEC? Does that mean that there will be no exam? They say there will be no BEC, but there will be a placement exam. And we are struggling to understand what the difference really is. An exam to BEC is to help people get into senior high school, but now it will no more be called BEC, but a placement exam. What's that supposed to mean?
Well, there's a concept called universal secondary education. And that concept simply says that as countries implement universal basic education, it gets to a point where we must transition and continue to universal secondary education, where every child of school-going age who is able to access free basic education must have the opportunity of accessing free secondary education. So that's the whole concept of universal secondary education. So if you go to countries like Argentina, like South Africa, and countries that have been running free secondary education for a long time, you realize that in all those countries, the terminal point for free compulsory education is at the secondary level. In our case, because our basic school is physically disconnected from our secondary school, or in those countries, when you enroll in kindergarten 1, you don't leave the school until you finish Form 5. But here, our secondary schools are physically disconnected from our basic schools. And so, by applying the concept of universal secondary education, we are seeking to have a policy where the first terminal point in our pre-tertiary education system should be at WASI level. It means that between primary 6 and junior high school 1, between junior high school 3 and senior high school 1, there won't be any terminal point, or there won't be any external assessment as there is now in the form of the BEC. Note that the BEC exists primarily today, from our perspective, because there should be the basis to determine who goes to Wesley Girls and who doesn't go to Wesley Girls. That is basically, so far as we are concerned, that's the essence of the BEC today. And so, if we have an alternative to determining school placement, then obviously the BEC will not win it again. The BEC is a local match. It's not an international examination. It's not what we are doing with Nigeria or any other country. It's a local match. It's just for Ghana, for our own purposes. And so removing BEC means that, yes, you're not going to have any terminal examination at that point. It means that between junior high school 3 and senior high school 1, everybody will be able to enter senior high school. Whether you have a grade 9 or you have a grade 1, you will be able to go to free secondary education in Ghana. That is the meaning of removing BEC. Now, we are informed that among other there are considerations to use the NST, that's the National Standardized Test, which will be, if you look at the NST framework, the NST is supposed to be conducted in primary 2, primary 4, primary 6, junior high school 2, every 2 years. Okay, so the idea is to use the junior high school 2 NST results to inform school placement. I don't know whether it is still the same as in the bill, but that is what has been along the corridors of policy for some time now. So if that is so, then it means that at junior high school 2, an NST will be conducted, perhaps in maths, English, and science, and then because the NST is only the 3 main proficiencies, and then the result will be used to determine who goes to school A or school B. That particular proposal is innovative, it's cost efficient because it is cheaper to run NST in 3 subjects than to run a BEC in 6 or 8 subjects. We are doing about 95 million a year on BEC. If we are doing NST, I'm sure we should be doing less than half of that. So we are saving about 50 million Ghana cedis. That is one. But apart from that, also it reduces the stress level to students. Instead of having to write about 8, 9, 10 subjects at BEC, stress that comes with this, what we call high-stake examination. We will now have to write an NST comprising just 3 subjects. So that is another advantage. But the other demerit, the first demerit is that we haven't mastered the NST properly. The 2022 NST results came out in 2024. You understand? So if you are going to use NST results to determine placement, then it means that we have to follow the NST schedule very well. Such that if we do NST this year, the results should be ready this year and not after 1 year. If that happens, then it means that you will not have the basis to do your placement well. The second is that the NST, our monitoring, instead of it being a diagnostic examination where people are assessed, gaps are identified for the purposes of remedial education, the teacher in the next class where the student is going will have that report to inform their remedial strategies and all that. So the NST is a diagnostic tool. Okay? But when it gets to, if we are using the NST results to do placement at junior high school 2, then the NST, which is meant to be a diagnostic tool based on which remedial measures are taken to correct gaps identified in learning outcomes or learning attainment, will now become a competitive examination because the students know in junior high school 2 that they are no more assessing our competencies and our gaps for the purpose of filling them before Form 3. But then they are using this exam to determine who will go to Presec or who will not go to Presec. In that case, once the NST becomes competitive, it becomes another BEC, just that you are doing or you may be doing 3 subjects. So that is the difference. The important thing is that everybody in this case will have the opportunity of going to secondary school compared to now, where if you have 9 in math or in English, you will not be able to go to secondary school after BEC. And statistically, close to 50,000 students are unable to enter senior high school because they will always score 9 in math or in English or both, based on the standard grading system that we are running.
But shouldn't that be an indication that maybe the grammar school kind of thing is not yours, so you need to focus on some other thing? Because if you are getting 9 and maybe there's an opportunity to rewrite for private, you're repeating the 9, it could be an indication that may not be for you. So do something else rather than passing everybody to the senior high level.
No, if you look carefully at the grading system of the BEC, it operates like a bell curve. It is called a standard system. Under the standard system, okay, it is not like the previous one where it's not like under the other assessment methods where everybody can pass, it is not so. It is not also like the one where you can say that If you have 80s, A, no. The federal system operates such that the first 4% will have A. Okay. The second 7% will have B. And I think the third 12% will always have C. It goes all the way. Like a bell curve. It gets with peak and then counts down again. At the last end, you have the last 4% getting F, which is 9. So no matter what you do under BEC, you have 4% getting grade A. And then you have 4% getting grade 9. That is how the Star 9 grading system is designed. Unless, of course, once you are running the Star 9 at BEC, there will always be a statistical 4% that will get 9 marks, and a statistical 4% that will get 9 in English. And those people who can never make it to senior high school because the placement requirement is, among others, such that you shouldn't have had 9 in maths or English to be able to be considered for placement. So in that case, this will be removed, and then the MSc, if that is what is proposed, will replace same, so that everybody, whether you have 1 or you have 9, there will be a seamless transition from basic school to secondary school.
Very well. Thank you so much. Kofi Asare, Executive Director, Africa Education Watch, for bringing us some insight on this new thing. Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. Now let's speak to the Deputy Ranking Member on the Education Committee of Parliament and MP for Busa South, Clement Park. Indeed, the minority in Parliament has been calling for the bill to come to the House, and we are hearing today that the bill is yet to go to Cabinet. Hello, good evening, sir. Welcome to Eyewitness News. So we know where the bill is now. The bill is yet to go to Cabinet. I think this provides you some respite, if I should say, because you were calling for the bill to come for you to debate it. Where does this leave you now?
Well, good evening, Salom, and good evening to our listeners, including listeners in Buluk and my constituency. Salam, I think that you are trivializing what is at stake, and more or less you are allowing lies and deliberate misinformation to gain grounds. We have demanded for the bill, although we haven't seen it yet, on the back of incessant accusations and attack by the majority, led by the majority leader. Ghanaians will remember that it was on the 11th of June that Alexander Fenyamakin indicated to the media through the parliamentary press call that government would introduce a bill on the free senior high school policy to Parliament through the minister, and that the intention of the bill is to ensure that successive governments continue to implement the free senior high school policy in the form and manner in which Ghanaians have become accustomed to. Indeed, after that pronouncement, the majority leader went on to indicate again a week after that the bill had received cabinet approval and was to come to Parliament. In fact, he went on disingenuously to accuse our side based on general comments made by the ranking member, suggesting that given the current laws in place, there was no danger to the future of the policy, and therefore a bill was not necessary. So essentially, the minority leader, based on what the minister has indicated, lied through his teeth to Ghanaians, both on the timing of the bill in terms of its transition to Parliament, the processes that had gone on, and the intention of the bill, as we are now beginning to hear. So for us, we continue to wait for the bill. When it comes, as we have said, we have no challenges supporting it as long as it is seeking to improve the implementation of the policy and to make it sustainable. But from what we are hearing, and if we are to go by what the minister has narrated to the Daily Graphic, in which he confirmed that the bill is yet to go to cabinet, it will suggest, on the face of it, whilst we wait for the details, that the bill that we have been told is supposed to guarantee the implementation of the free senior school in its current form is actually seeking to review, reform, and restructure both basic and secondary education. Because the kinds of elements that are being signaled, you would agree with me, have nothing to do with securing the free senior school policy the way and manner in which it currently is. So we wait to see when the bill is going to come to Parliament. We will get an opportunity to study it, and then we will see the way forward. But it is unfortunate that such a bill has not been subjected to rigorous stakeholder consultation and input. And I think that is most unfortunate, even as we wait to see the bill and to examine its content in full so that we can see whether it meets the requirements that we all expected or not.
I see. I'm sure there'll be time enough for us to look at the provisions, properly, the BEC bit and all of that. But just as a preliminary point, what do you make about cancelling the BEC and replacing that with a placement exam? Just briefly.
Well, I now shudder to comment on any matter to do with a bill that we haven't seen yet, because it looks like the narrative keeps shifting. So I think that at this point, I will advise myself and members of our party and members of our caucus to hold off in making any further comments specific to what we are hearing, either from Alexander Fenyomakin or Yao Educhum, until we lay eyes on the bill. Because somebody obviously has not been telling the truth, and we don't know which of the two of them is telling the truth.
Very well. Thank you so much, the Honourable Clement Aparka. I'm sure we will have more time to deliberate on this, and we hope that it gets to Parliament soon so we can all know what's in there. Eyewitness, thanks so much for your time. Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We will take a short break and return to do business, and later do Point Blank. Don't go away.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Oh, jump on now.
Go. Google me. At what time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I don't change my car. It be the same, right? It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mindset be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open there.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, they make a finish Magobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand Magobe inside?
I give you info. Make a feel the gobe too small.
Go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Yeah. We have a new leader in town. BRNT. I'm for me. Don't want to see the brain. We need some baby. Maybe more charcoal for whiter teeth. More charcoal. Not only that, maybe lemon. More lemon. Zinc for fresher breath. More zinc and fluoride for stronger teeth.
Introducing the new President Charcoal Pack with more power with a combination of charcoal and lemon for naturally whiter teeth. Grab yours now. This advert is FDA approved.
But Joe, I want to learn how to drive.
No problem at all, my dear. I will get Uncle Kofi to teach you. He taught my father and even me.
Bakojo pa. In this day and age.
Don't take chances when it comes to learning how to drive. Your best bet is Freight Masters Driving Institute. Freight Masters Driving Institute has qualified instructors who are dedicated to equipping you with the right skills for the road. Locate our office at Tema Community 5, adjacent Golden Chopsticks, or Tema Community 25 on the Deftraco Estate Road, Asaliboche, in the same building with Fidelity Bank, Westland, Hatchhold, opposite Starbite Shell Filling Station, or on the Spintex Road, Aviation Highway Hydrophone Estate. Call us on 0303 973 388 or 0267 266 211. Visit our website www.freightmastersdriving.com. Freight Masters Driving Institute. Defensive driving with the right skills.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Get the details. Every significant financial transaction, every market movement, and all the policies that affect your business. City Business News. Be informed.
Time now for City Business News on Eyewitness News. My name is Ino Safo. Let's settle for the details. IMF has revised its growth rate for Ghana from 2.8 to 3.1% by the end of 2024. The forecast is based on reforms that Ghana is undertaking under the IMF program, which is going a long way to support its economic recovery. The IMF also believes that if Ghana sticks to the program conditions, recovery could be faster than earlier projected. Stefan Rude is IMF Mission Chief to Ghana. He spoke at a joint IMF Bank of Ghana and Finance Ministry press conference following the approval of the $360 million as third tranche of the $3 billion bailout package.
Signs of economic stabilization are emerging. For example, economic growth has proven more resilient than initially envisaged. Therefore, we are revising our growth projection up from 2.8 to 3.1% for 2024. Inflation is declining rapidly from 54% in December 2022 to 23% in May 2024. And Ghana's international reserves have been increasing. Looking ahead, staying the course by adhering to the committed policy and reform agenda remains essential to fully restore macroeconomic stability and debt sustainability, especially in the context of the upcoming general elections. We welcome the commitment from Minister Adam and various other government officials to stay the course on reforms.
Stefan Rude is IMF Mission Chief to Ghana. 5 cement manufacturers have boycotted a scheduled meeting with the Trade and Industry Minister KT Hammond today over discussions on a proposed legislative instrument to regulate cement prices. Dangote, Supersem, Gasem, Diamond Cement and Simaf were the manufacturers purported to have rejected the meeting, citing the need for closed-door meetings. This comes at a time when manufacturers have strongly opposed the LI to regulate cement prices. However, at a press conference today, the Minister of Trade and Industry, Kobna Tahir Hammond, says it remains unfazed in laying the LI tomorrow.
I have done my best. I have consistently told the whole Ghana that I have had several meetings with these guys, and they wouldn't comply with my instructions. I have therefore decided to go the only way legal, and in these matters to go to Parliament. I intend to do. They have refused to meet me, even though they are in the building. They have refused because of your presence. I intend to tell them I'm clear in my mind. I've done enough consultation. I've given them enough opportunity to put on the table what the ideas are for us to sanitize the system. So here we are. God willing, tomorrow I will make the effort officially to lay my LI. And this LI is seeking to regulate the pricing of cement in the country.
Minister of Trade and Industry, KT Hammond. From today, you will be paying extra for cement, water, electricity and fuel as price adjustments of these items kick in. Here's what to note as a consumer bracing for the price changes.
The adjustment, according to cement manufacturers,
is driven by exchange rate volatilities and inflationary pressures. Citi Business News sources indicate that Jata Cement, for instance, will see a price increase from 91 Ghana cedis to 100 Ghana cedis effective immediately. Similarly, the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission has announced an increase in electricity and water tariffs today till September 30th, 2024. The Commission has stated that there will be a 3.45% increase in electricity tariffs for Lifeline consumers, a 5.84% increase for all other residential consumers who are not part of the Lifeline category bracket, as well as the non-residential category. PULC indicated that water tariffs will increase by 5.16% for all customer classes for the period under review. Similarly, fuel prices are expected to go up as projected by energy think tanks, including the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers and the Institute for Energy Security, as the first pricing window for July commences. Already, some oil marketing companies such as Star Oil have begun increasing their prices. Currently, a litre of petrol is selling at 13 cedis 83 pesos, up from the 13 cedis 66 pesos it sold for in the second pricing window of June, while diesel is selling at 14 cedis 79 pesos, up from the 13 cedis 97 pesos it sold for in the second pricing window of June.
That was a news desk report by Citi Business News' Daniel Sakite. Now, government will be tapping into research-driven and evidence-based policy formulation to revive the economy. To this end, it is leveraging its first quarterly economic roundtable to bridge the gap between policymakers and academia. This initiative will commence Tuesday, July 2, 2024, under the auspices of the Ministry of Finance in collaboration with the University of Ghana. The maiden event is themed Restoring Macroeconomic Stability and will address crucial aspects of fiscal debt and monetary policies. Policy advisor at the Ministry of Finance, Dr. Abudu Abdul Ganiu, has been speaking ahead of the roundtable.
Office as Finance Minister, we think that there's a need for us to create a platform for academia, and that conversation has been ongoing for a while. We put together various committees, and we have gotten to a point where we believe that we should be able to organize the maiden edition on Tuesday, and that is the 2nd of July. So it's basically a platform for academia, but academia also relating with civil society, relating with industry, relating with policy, so that we can discuss the excellent issues that confront our economy. Then we'll be able to carry everyone along.
Policy advisor at the Ministry of Finance, Dr. Abudu Abdul Ganiu. The Social Security and National Insurance Trust has halted negotiations for the sale of a 60% stake in 6 of its hotels. This decision aligns with a directive from the National Pensions Regulatory Authority. Kofi Bosompim Osafomafo, Director General of SNIT, disclosed this during a media briefing on the operations of the State Pension Trust. Despite this, he stressed the need for further stakeholder engagement to ensure all parties understand the rationale for reducing SNIT's stake in these hotels, aiming to maximize returns on their investments in the sector. The SNIT boss also rebutted claims that the pension scheme is at risk of collapse within the next decade, asserting that measures have been implemented to strengthen its financial position. That's all for Citi Business News on Eyewitness News. My name is Inosafo. Up next is Points Blank.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
I am Ohinere Gifty Auntie. You see, it always feels good when you receive that salary alert. I made a bold decision to invest a lump sum into the Old Mutual Retirement Salary Plan, and this means that I will get these alerts every month throughout retirement for the rest of my life. You too can retire on your own terms, so invest a lump sum in the Old Mutual Retirement Salary Plan today and enjoy guaranteed monthly income for life. Call Old Mutual on 050-453-4333 or visit oldmutual.com.gh to sign up today. Old Mutual, do great things every day.
Are you feeling tired after a hard day's work? Have you lost your appetite even for your favorite dish? Viral Blood Tonic is a nutritionally balanced, pleasant-tasting tonic fortified with iron and vitamins to boost your appetite and energy levels for high performance. Viral Blood Tonic, easy to take and good for the whole family. Viral from Danex Iting Starwin PLC. If symptoms persist after 48 hours, consult a physician. This advert is FDA approved.
Hey, today. I can't wait to watch my favorite sport on my newest NASCO television. Charlie, the view be clear, Papa. HD quality you can trust.
Ever since Kwame became a star with NASCO, if not football, then is chilling with his friends with some ice chilled drink from NASCO's refrigerator because it chills so well.
No wonder his friends can't resist but come to watch their games here. I think they like the cool breeze with NASCO air condition.
NASCO's washing machine and gas cooker makes home lovely.
Go! It's always fun with NASCO home appliances. Enjoying the football you love and all other NASCO products like the adorable NASCO Ion, NASCO Microwave, and NASCO Blender. Visit all our EGL showrooms nationwide and grab yours now or via online. NASCO delivery is fast and swift, just a call away. Make the football viewing experience memorable with NASCO home appliances. NASCO, bring home happiness.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Point blank on Eyewitness News. Point blank, we spent some time with the new patriotic party, its flag bearer, and its running mate choice. Mahmoud Bawumia, flag bearer of the NPP, informed the National Executive Committee of the party of his choice of Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, his running mate. The formal announcement was made this morning, meeting with the national officers of the party at the party's headquarters. Speculations of the proposed choice of Dr. Opoku Prempeh is openly disagreeing with his candidate. Last week presented his choice of running mate to the Majority Caucus of Parliament after he had suggested the name to the President. Dankwa Akufo-Addo, understand, blessed it and gave some pieces of advice. Standing all of that, he awaits a final decision of the National Council of the party on his nomination later this week on Thursday. His organizer, Nana Boachi Esquire, has joined me on the line to help us appreciate the issues better. Hello, good evening, sir. Welcome to Eyewitness News.
Oh, good evening, my brother.
Yes, I guess you're doing well. So, talk to us. What exactly did Dr. Bawumia seek to do with his meeting at with the national executives of the party today?
Oh, it's quite simple. You recall that last week he met the leadership of the majority side in Parliament, where he informed them of his intention to present the Mensha South MP, the Minister responsible for Energy, Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, as his running mate. Subsequent to that, he also informed us that he intends to meet the national officers to also inform them of his decision to present before National Council his nominee. So this morning, around 11 a.m., His Excellency, the Vice President, the leader and presidential candidate of the New Patriotic Party, he came to the party as he was received by the General Secretary and the National First Vice Chairman, the host of national executives. And from our discussion, it also emerged, and then he told us that he is informing us officially that he intends to present, because in our party's constitution, Article 13 is quite clear that whoever the nominee is, whoever you intend to present as your running mate, you must do so in consultation with National Council. So he's informing the national officers that of his decision to present before National Council the MP for Manisha South, Minister for Energy, Honorable Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh. So I can confirm that yes, His Excellency the Vice President today mentioned to us or disclosed to us his intention to present Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh before National Council for approval.
I see. So did he also tell you, because I know you were in that meeting too, because you are a national executive of the party, did he tell you what informed his choice of Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh?
Oh yes, he did. For some reason, I will leave that bit until after the National Council's meeting. His Excellency the Vice President is making this decision with huge worth of experience. Why do I say so? In 2008, he was the running mate. In 2012, he was the running mate. In 2016, he was the running mate, and we won. In the 2020 elections, again, His Excellency, the President, nominated him again to be his running mate, and it became so. He's been 8 years or more running mate, and then 8 years vice president. So if I should even take you back immediately after his elections, it was due for him to present his nominee. Then he came before National Council, then asked for some time to undertake some deeper, detailed consultation. And that was somewhere in December. So we are talking about some 7-8 months. So he's made his decision based on his own experience, the consultation he's done. So clearly, you would expect such a man to come before the national executives with some convincing and detailed reasons why he wants Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh to partner him. But as I said, I would want to leave that bit until after the final and official declaration, which will be made by the General Secretary of the New Patriotic Party, who is the chief spokesperson, after Thursday's National Council's meeting.
It's quite curious that he needed extra time, additional about 8 months, to arrive on a candidate or a person that many people thought was the obvious choice. So one wonders really what went into that consideration and what set him apart.
Oh, yes, I think that it was good he requested for some time, because in arriving at that decision, you may think that it is obvious, but in his mind, I do not think so, because he thinks that yes, he would have to consult a lot of people. We have a constituency party, we have a regional party, we have a polling station executives outside that, we have some major stakeholders, you have National Council members, you have the Council of Elders. Fortunately, we have a former president before. We have a certain president who is serving under. So it is not as simple as you may present it. When you're making such a decision, you need to really, really do this deeper and detailed consultation. And I think that is why we did not rush him at all. Immediately, he requested from National Council that he will need some more time to conduct this consultation. We thought that it was proper, and then National Council granted this request. We never rushed him. He has to do his own thing. And I believe that he's done that with his experience. I've already mentioned that. Then also the nature of people, groups, stakeholders that he would have to consult. Then he arrived at this decision. So I'm sure it's not been that easy, but he's presented to us, Honorable Dr. Matthew Prempe, as his choice.
One may wonder, I mean, are we not making too much of a big deal of this National Council meeting? What can go wrong? Can anything actually or really go wrong, given all the amount of time is hard to do the consultations, like you said? Can anything go wrong from here?
Oh, I mean, it is important that we adhere to the Constitution. In fact, in the same Constitution, he should have mentioned his running mate long before, because Article 13 is quite clear that you are to present your nominee before Council. Council will deliberate on the nominee, and then Council will give approval. In the same article, it gives clear timelines, right? Clear timelines for the presidential candidate to nominate his running mate. So if you respected the Constitution enough, and then you came before Council, you asked for permission, and then Council granted that permission, it is important that you come back to the same forum and present before them your yes. We may now. It's quite clear, as I said, he's already mentioned it to us, he's putting it before Council, but it is important that it comes before Council. I mean, it is constitutional, and it's for a good reason why we have such a constitutional structure to do with such matters.
But you mentioned Article 13 and the timelines and everything. Doesn't the fact that he could not make it within the stipulated time and so had to come for extra time, speak of some indecision on his part?
Oh, not at all. Not at all. I'm not sure that if you embark on a journey of consultation to make sure that, you cover all grounds, to make sure that everybody is involved, you seek the minds and opinion of quite a lot of people. I'm not sure that is the case at all. I mean, we should not also forget that he was elected on the 4th of November, and then our Constitution, we are supposed to nominate your running mate 12 months before the general elections. We had his elections was around November, so just a month after, he was supposed to have presented his running mate. And to him, and I believe so, I subscribe to that, it was too short a period for him to have done so. So you would have to consult. I mean, this is somebody who is going to partner you. And we are very hopeful that we are going to win the next elections, and this person is going to be the vice president. So you would have to do all of these consultations. So consultation never connotes indecision, never.
I see. Good. I see. We also understand that there was a meeting between the flag bearer, Ashanti Regional Chairman Wuntumi, and the presumptive or the suggested person, I mean, Dr. Matupoku Prempe, later in the day or today as well, or maybe earlier in time. Can you confirm to us that there was any such meeting?
Yes, that was yesterday. Yesterday, His Excellency the Vice President met the Honorable Energy Minister and then also Chairman Wuntumi. Yes, it's true.
But what was special? I mean, why should they single out Wuntumi and meet him specially with the with the
as
candidate?
a leader, we are. I mean, if you have followed politics, especially from Ashanti region, you will know that there was some sort of disagreement between Chairman Wontumi and then the energy minister. So as a leader, he would have to bring these two forces together, and that is what he did yesterday, and was so beautiful. In fact, when His Excellency, the President, met us today, was part of the discussion. We thought that, yes, it was good. He's exhibited great leadership because he was out there. I mean, a lot of media houses reported this matter. It is not, it's not a secret. So, yes, that there were some disagreements between the energy minister and the Chairman Wontumi. And the flag bearer yesterday met the two of them, brought them together, and even today I've spoken to all of them. It's been so helpful and so good. So we even applauded His Excellency the Vice President for this great show of leadership. Yes.
I see. Talking about disagreements and dissent, etc., a key member of your majority caucus, the Honorable Andrew Apiakubi, is on record to have said that he does not, or Matthew Poku Prempeh is not his preferred choice, and he does not see how Matthew Poku Prempeh can hold his hands in the absence of the flag bearer himself, and that he will make his views known at the National Council meeting. He's a member of National Council, we understand. He appeared to have been speaking for a lot of some members of parliament as well. So the majority leader at some point had to come in to rein them in somewhat. What is the party's thinking around such dissenting views being stated in such a forceful manner from people like Andy Apiakubi?
Oh, I can describe it as, a conventional phenomenon. I mean, from 2008, we had, some disagreements. And 2012, I mean, apart from 2008, where anytime there's a new person to be nominated as a flag bearer, you have people expressing their own opinion. I mean, you have diverse views and diverse opinion on these matters. I don't think that it is new to the New Patriotic Party, not at all. I mean, what is important is that is what I've mentioned. We have elected His Excellency, the Vice President, as our presidential candidate. The Constitution backs him to nominate one person in consultation with the National Council to be the running mate. I've again also demonstrated this choice is backed by experience from the running mate, from the flag bearer, I've told you that he's been in this position before. 8 years. He's been running mate 2008, 2012, 2016. He's been vice president for 8 years. So he knows who can partner him best. Yes, we have a lot of competent personalities to choose from, and then he chose. So I think we need to respect that. So if constitutionally he's given that mandate to nominate one person, and that is his choice, I think no matter the opinion, you can express it, but you must respect it.
I see, but are you not concerned that such views may put a spanner in the works and draw people into various camps that will derail the party's chances in the upcoming election?
It really shows that we are a true practice of democracy. I mean, it is normal. In fact, it happens everywhere. Even with the choice of the running mate within the NDC, it happened. There were people who expressed opinion that Professor Jane never brought anything to the table. He's not really an effective campaigner, and then all of that. Some people were pushing Julius Debra and others. It happens all the time. So this is not new to us, but I will only say that the vice president has nominated somebody. The person is yet to be approved by National Council. We need to respect his view. He is not a novice in this enterprise. He is an experienced politician at the top. He's an experienced politician. So I think that even if we have varied views on this matter, diverse opinions on this matter, I think we need to, pass some of these comments constructively, and then we need to be circumspective, as to the way we go about expressing our views. What I think is that His Excellency the Vice President's choice came with that experience and then that consultation. We must respect it.
Very well. Thanks so much. The Honorable Henry Nana Boachi, National Organizer of the New Patriotic Party. Thank you so much for speaking to us this evening on the meetings that you had today. Vice President announcing his choice to the National Executive Committee of the NPP ahead of Thursday's National Council meeting, where hopefully the candidate, vice presidential or the running mate position of the Honorable Dr. Matupoku Prempeh will be firmed up and announced officially to the public as the gentleman he wants to run election 2024 with. So this is how we conclude today's edition of the program. Production has been done by Nana Kobna Wilson and Sami Wiafi together with Chris Asime. Production assistance given by Daniel Squashi. Social media support by Edwin Kwakofi. My name is Salom Adonu. Earlier you heard Eno Safo. Thanks so much for doing the listening this evening and have a good evening.